encryption keys and silver lines, connecting all the scattered signs, from server rooms to neon screens, defining what the data means. Digital ascent, we're rising through the light, breaking every protocol in the dead of night. High bandwidth, no static in the view. Brent, Matt, and Brandon bringing something new. Ascent. Cyber sentinels at the gate. They parse the culture and the state. From silicon chips to movie lore, they find the truth and search for more. No nodes are silent, no signals lost. Understanding every heavy cost. The three are one within the stream, translating every digital dream. Digital ascent, we're rising through the light, breaking every protocol in the dead of night. High bandwidth, no static in the view. Brent, Matt, and Brandon bringing something new. Ascent. Digital ascent. Brent, Matt, and Brandon. Let the signal rise. Protocol all clear. Brent locks the rhythm in the dark. Matt traces every circuit spark. Brandon maps the binary flow, deep where the hidden secrets grow. Encryption keys and silver lines, connecting all the scattered signs, from server rooms to neon screens, defining what the data means. Digital ascent, we're rising through the light, breaking every protocol in the dead of night. High bandwidth, no static in the view. Brent, Matt, and Brandon bringing something new. Ascent. Cyber sentinels at the gate. They parse the culture and the state. From silicon chips to movie lore, they find the truth and search for more. No nodes are silent, no signals lost. Understanding every heavy cost.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. How is
Yeah, I
everybody?
still can't find He-Man.
And then, yeah, Brandon's looking for his He-Man.
Yeah, he's a
slash
mess tonight.
Optimus Prime slash what else is it?
Yeah, no, it
So I
was
got it for
He-Man
sale.
garbed in Optimus Prime garb.
Yes, it's He-Man, and he has Optimus Prime armor. And I'm like, I think these guys would appreciate this. And so I'm looking for it. And I'm like, I have no idea where I put this. Nothing.
I don't
Hi,
get it,
everybody.
man.
Yes. Yeah. We're looking at the priorities here. Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Brahms?
Right.
Look who it is, he says.
Johnny Brahms. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, as always. Love Brahms.
We also have another face here tonight, Matt. You want to give a quick intro since we're not quite to the interview segment, but at least
Sure.
people will know who Cole is.
Yeah. So we've got an interview segment coming up. This is Cole Golden here. I met him in one of my security hangouts, and we brought him on to talk about cybersecurity sales, and just kind of share what's going on in his life there, job, what you can expect out of that field, maybe how to get into it. Bram says, I knew a turtle named Cole. That's that's awesome. I'm really happy for you, Bram.
My turtle's name's Cat.
It's what?
Cap.
Cap. You
Well,
got
Cap'n.
You got
It's
two
from
cats
Animal Crossing.
and a
Cap'n.
turtle.
2 cats?
I was
No,
gonna say-
I'm fostering 2 cats.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not counting my 6 cats.
I'm sorry, Doc.
That
You
are
got
running
8
around the-
cats.
How did you
I
not
have
know
8.
about this?
9 if you count the stray that I feed every night. Her name's
I
Tortuga,
knew.
and she's adorable. It's Tortuga because she's a tortoise hair cat, which
Bro, I'm
are
Oh.
all female. You get like 1 in 3,000 that is a male tortoise hell. I said tortoise hell twice.
Stainless says, I don't even know
Man.
you, and I'm concerned.
We got a lot of people hanging out in chat tonight so early. What up, Stainless? What up, Moradin? What is
a
Bitcoin?
We say
It's magic money, man.
magic.
I don't know,
money.
but SoFi
It's
keeps saying I
electric
can
money.
get some
I'm
free.
sorry. It's electric money.
Electric money.
It's electric money. Don't worry about it.
Name your turtle Gato. That's what Brom said. Gato. That's
up,
what I thought
Stainless?
you said at first. I thought you said that you had a turtle named Cat, in addition to your 6 cats.
That would
Yeah,
be great.
right?
And your 2
That
foster
would be
cats.
great.
Yeah.
Money. Brom says, ain't no money but gold. Yeah, it's electric gold. For now. I fundamentally think that Bitcoin has real problems in the not so distant future. I do think that there will be a resolution because there's so much money wrapped up in it. But I do think Bitcoin has some really decent challenges. We are going to talk about that in a little bit, very specifically. So, all right.
I cannot wait to bring my knowledge to bear on this.
I can't wait either, boss.
I'm
I
going to
think
be
this
playing
is
video
it.
games while y'all talk.
Speaking of video
Brom,
games, do we
talk
want to
to
talk about
foot.
what we've been playing?
Yeah.
We'll
So
hit that first real quick.
yeah, we'll hit it real quick.
Whoops,
So
hit the wrong thing. There we go.
I've been I was playing the altars. I did not finish that. I got like 10 hours in and I was like mining and making food and doing all this stuff. And I was like, fuck, this is a job. I don't want to, I don't want to play a job. So I stopped it and I'm playing the last spell, which is, a very interesting tactical turn-based and rogue like game.
Think about it. I've almost bought it like 3 or 4 times.
It's hard. You got to be down for a challenge, man.
And never mind.
Yeah, it's hard for sure. I'm barely squeaking by. Muradin says RuneScape is a good game. Never fails to feel like a job. I mean, that's why you gotta put AI on that bitch. All right.
It reminds
I
me of
heard
me playing
you
RuneScape
just-
while we talk.
Yeah, you just get RuneScape Lite, put that shit, and you tell Copilot Studio download that shit, and
Just bot your way to
just bot
success.
your way, but you'll look like a human, so you won't get kicked out, and then you sell that shit. And it pays you just enough money for your Copilot license for the month. And you make like $1 or whatever. Man. All right. Okay. So Brandon,
Yeah.
what you doing for gaming? RuneScape?
Well, right now I'm carving some magic short bows in RuneScape. Because you mentioned, I was like, well, I could just be carving some magic short bows over in RuneScape. I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Pokopia, which is, if you've ever seen Dragon Quest Builders, you know what kind of game this is. But if you've never seen Dragon Quest Builders, it's basically like a Minecraft survival crafting Pokemon game. And really interesting, really fun, cute. It's what you would expect from a Pokemon game in terms of just aesthetic appeal. Plus, do y'all know what a Ditto is in the Pokemon world?
Mm-hmm.
I do. Cole's like, I don't know, man. I don't play
It's
Pokemon.
the amoeba-like Pokemon that can change into other Pokemon and kind of.
I actually, yes.
Look at that. He was just seeing
If you
knew.
jump from a high location, it's got a very satisfying splat when you hit the bottom. You don't die or anything. You just splat and then come back up and form.
I question
the whole
your
premise is
original
you're-
motives for jumping with Ditto.
Right?
were you that fed up? You're just like, I'm done.
Well, the first time I just fell, but once I saw that it was a really satisfying splat,
There you
I
go.
started looking for opportunities to jump really, really high and see how big the splat can go. And yeah. Played some Donkey Kong Bonanza. RuneScape, they're doing leagues, which is basically just the start up a new character and try to get as far as you can to get, basically same thing as the normal RuneScape, but faster. So I played a lot of that. So, and then Picross. Always Picross.
Always Picross.
What you, Brent? What you gaming on?
I rolled credits on Uncharted 4 yesterday, so that was cool.
That's an investment. It's like 15, 20 hours more.
I think I had, with me having the amount of deaths I had and then exploring, I think I had 19 hours in that.
Yeah.
Maybe shave off 1 for building shaders every time I upgraded my drivers. So, yeah, so roll credits on that. Still been playing WoW, of course.
Yeah.
And then my next story-based stream, I'm going to be starting Detroit Become Human.
Ooh, have you played it before?
I have not.
What a great game.
Yeah, I know it is. It's been in my list for like, I don't know, years. I mean, really ever since it came out, quite honestly. And
Yep, that I think that's part of, like, I can't remember who it is. There's like a series of those like heavily story-based games with like ethical choices and stuff. It's like Telltale has their series, like they have their own thing going on there. And man, never fails to deliver. And like I think Brent, I think if they had
Quantic Dream.
Yep.
I was trying to figure. I was like, why can't I remember these?
Man, the one that I really liked was, I think it was like Beyond Two Souls or something with where they cast William Dafoe, and I think it was Elliot Page when they were still Ellen Page. I think it was that far back, and I mean, it was fantastic. That level of storytelling that you get when you like install real actors with like a real script in there is just great. Anyways, I really hope you enjoy it. I loved that.
Yeah, game. I have both of them. I decided to start with that one first, but yeah, I've got both of them, so
they're good. Very good.
Looking forward to it. That's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, cool. What about you, man? You're not a gamer, if I remember correctly. Is that accurate, or am I wrong?
Not as much, but I've been picking up the Xbox a little bit recently. My all-time favorite classic game is Halo. So I've been doing my 10th playthrough of every campaign in order.
Oh, look at that, man. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been having a blast with it. It's just brings me back.
They're so good, though. I mean, they still hold up. They're so good.
First game I ever got was Halo 3 on the Xbox 360.
Sure. Yeah.
And then that was the first game I ever bought with my own money, and so it has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, for sure, man. Makes a difference. Okay, let's hop into first topic.
Speaking of games.
Yeah, speaking of games, roll them right through.
The original God of War trilogy is getting remade.
So, I was excited about this when I first saw it, and then I remember that Sony was like, we're no longer putting our games on anything that isn't Sony hardware again for a while. So, that sucks. It is supposed to be a couple years out before they drop it. But, hopefully they'll change their mind. You know what I mean? It's exciting. Look at that. It is Surefire. Hey, Surefire. How are you doing, man? Good to see you, boss.
Surefire says first time Brahms doesn't say lurks without headphones.
No.
It's Surefire. Surefire is he's a Sony guy, so I'm sure he's excited for God of War.
Yeah, remake. Surefire. Yeah, Surefire. You got thoughts about the God of War trilogy remake, brother?
Him and I were just talking about similar stuff yesterday when I was finishing up the Uncharted game, because we were saying that Uncharted is one of those franchises that could use the same treatment, honestly. Remake the first one, remake the second, remake the third, because they still hold up story wise, but they need some graphical treatment. They need some control treatment. They need put it on a modern platform. We're not backwards compatibling anything, emulating anything, any of that crap. Give us a native version of it. So I could see it happening. I think there's an audience for it.
I think there's an audience for it, man.
And everybody's been doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
very successfully. The Resident Evil remakes were amazing.
Yeah.
I love them. I love them. They are great.
Yeah.
So I would love to see more. It does, once again upset me that I can't get my hands on the remakes because
you just got to take out a loan so you can afford a PS5.
Yeah,
man.
you know what? I'm not going to sell my kidney for a PS5 because a PS5 can't run LLMs. I mean, I actually probably cannot run LLMs if you hack it the right way. But, I'm looking for a slightly easier experience. And so if I'm going to sell my kidney, I'm just going to go get whatever the latest NVIDIA graphics card is that has the most VRAM. Or,
that.
Man, maybe just a Mac Mini. People are going crazy with Mac Minis for LLMs right now. So maybe that's the point is I'm not buying a PS, 6 or whatever comes out. Matt's a Sony hater. I'm not a Sony hater, dog. I don't hate Sony. That's not what's up.
He just hates Japan.
What? Oh, wow. No, I did not say that. Okay. All I'm saying is that if I have to sell a piece of my body for hardware, I want to have as much VRAM as possible so I can run my own AI. All right. Let's see. Surefire said, yep. I'm excited about the trilogy remake. Never played the OGs. I don't know if the gameplay is the same. We'll see when I play them. But I kind of want to do even the OGs. Well, I mean, you're like the opposite of a Sony hater. So I know you're going to have a PS whatever they need to run these things. It says my news says it's going to come out for the PS5, which,
it's most likely the case. Yeah.
Brother, when's the PS6 coming out? How long has the PS5 been out? When are we going to get
they've gotten the hell of money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking to Cole was talking about Halo and all that. I keep forgetting that you got the campaign Evolved coming out too.
What is that?
That's a faithful modernized remake of Combat Evolved.
Shut up.
No way. Unreal 5 engine. Yeah.
What? No way.
Campaign only too.
You didn't know about this? Yeah, it's campaign only. Yeah.
What?
Sometime this year. I don't know if has a date actually been announced on that one.
Steam says coming soon.
Yeah, okay, so we don't have a date yet because if Steam don't have it, then it doesn't exist. I mean, all the screenshots and stuff look incredible.
Oh
really.
My gosh! But is it going to be a big stuttery mess that can't be run on any graphics cards?
That cat! Oh my god!
Is it going to run like that cat ran trying to spin itself around there? Or is it actually going to run? Look, Unreal Engine games have been having a hard time, even on premium hardware. Okay, so
I mean, I think most devs are finally starting to work out some of the kinks. Mostly.
Where's my controller so I can press X for doubt, bro?
X for doubt. There's been some good examples of it. I would say, is it Arc Raiders Unreal 5? I'm pretty sure it is. That actually was a really well optimized and good running game.
Okay, that game did very, very well and ran really cleanly and is also an exception, not a rule.
True. But I'm saying, but if Embark can figure it out, I feel like some of these other guys can probably do it. Yeah, Fortnite, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, even they've had their hiccups, but you can still run that on a potato pretty well. I can't anymore with these Unreal Engine slop games, Surefire says. I mean, I agree, but
it's already going in
ain't wrong.
It's already going in a right-hand turn with the Unreal discussion. Have y'all heard the way that the new Xbox president is talking about Xbox?
I heard that Game Pass is going the way of the dodo, it looks like.
Well,
I have not.
Who knows what they'll actually do, but
Right.
What she's been saying is that it's too expensive and it needs to be cheaper. And also they're backtracking on this whole "this is Xbox," they've killed that campaign. And that play everywhere kind of mentality. They're basically sounding like they may be not really into the let's put our games everywhere kind of
console. What you're saying is console wars are back on.
I was going to say,
I thought that we were done with the console wars, but now we're back to the console wars.
They
again.
saw what Sony was doing. You're telling me that's what you're saying?
Yeah. So basically, I just thought it was interesting because that's came out in the last couple of days. I was going to put it in the notes, but then work.
Yep.
So didn't get a chance to.
Mandy said that the kitten is so stinking cute. By the way,
they are. They're almost ready to go back to the shelter.
Oh, bittersweet. But
they're like 0.5 pound, no, 0.1 pound away from being 2 pounds, which they have to be 2 pounds before they can be adopted.
So we couldn't do that because Mandy would keep them all. We'd have 30 cats. I'd be swimming in cats during the podcast.
No, I'm at litter box capacity right now. Thank you very much. There will be no more cats in this household.
Well, you don't have to have litter boxes because some of the cats just poop right beside the litter box.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's valid.
I know some of those problems.
I got one of those.
Yeah. Don't love that. Not my favorite part about owning a cat.
Anyway, thought it was interesting that the new president is signaling changes that are interesting. I don't know if they're good or not. They've kind of burnt me a little bit in terms of being an Xbox fan for the moment, but I'm interested.
Don't worry. It's going to be on now. The wars are back on. Sony is throwing up their trenches. Xbox say they don't want to be on every platform. They want to run exclusives again. Trash. Hate.
How much of the hardware bottleneck do you think is responsible for this change of pace from these guys? And by that I mean, I know we're off on a wild tangent.
We're way off in the weeds now.
But from the perspective of we went through a long period of time where you could go out and spend $500 to $1,000 on a computer and have decent gaming performance. You could, and you had a vast Steam library available to you, and most of the stuff that people wanted to play, for the most part, you could play on that hardware. Well, now you need to double that, if not triple that.
I was going to say, bro, $3,000 for like a good rig.
Right. So
you need 15 and
you've
15.
got Sony and Xbox now. Sony in particular, right? They've added a couple $100 to their price tags, 150, whatever it is, right? And I don't expect the PS6 being any cheaper. It's still cheaper in a lot of cases than going out and building similar hardware in a PC right now because of the price hikes. So do you think they've now realized that they're back in the game because they can offer a static price point, even though it's expensive in comparison to just a couple of years ago, but they know that they can get you into gaming for $800 to where the alternative is spending double that on a PC and having to tinker with a bunch of crap. I don't know.
Go buy a MacBook and a PlayStation or an Xbox, and your problems are solved.
Right.
That MacBook Neo, very, very compelling for the casual user, in my opinion.
PC equipment, man, PC components are getting to the point where like your average consumer, you can't afford it. I can barely afford it.
Even at business class, the computers are so expensive and the experience is not good.
I'm starting to think through, I know, hey, maybe we'll get around to sales by the time we're done.
Sorry, Cole, we are so far off in the weeds, man.
Because
if you got
for
opinions,
work,
chime
I'm
in.
starting to consider my own stances in IT operations. It's like, hey, I like this kind of level of hardware. This is my standard for networking equipment, or this is my standard for, desktops and workstations. I'm like, I might lower my standards here. I'd like to save money more than have, superb management across all my locations. Like, it's getting to that point where it's kind of worth it to save some money if I'm going to be doing this, 200-300 times.
That's
so
rough.
It's not that I've changed, but I am considering where should I change?
Yeah.
Whereas before I've always been like, hey, I like Fortinets. I'm comfortable with them. That's what I want to do. I mean, I would never choose some of the other alternatives, but there's a lot of cheaper alternatives for switches.
A lot cheaper. like Firewalla.
Firewalla.
So it's just an interesting paradigm that the hardware stuff for a business is also buying in bulk. It if you're going to have the volume, you really should be thinking about that, instead of, if you know you're going to be buying 200 computers this year, maybe go ahead and buy 175 of them.
Yeah. Surefire says Sean Layden has criticized Game Pass, arguing that it's bad for the industry and developers. Layden suggested the model turns developers into, quote, wage slaves by paying them for time rather than allowing them to share in the game's long-term success. He was one of the reasons why PS4 was so successful, and now the new Xbox AI lady CEO.
I love that description.
Invited him for a coffee because she wants to speak about Game Pass with him. And then Johnny Brahms called his ass a communist.
Always a great Discord and chat.
Man, that's some good shit right there. It was a little communistic of you talking about, wage slaves and all that. Okay, capitalism doesn't have problems.
And
like
the
that,
Xbox
okay?
AI lady CEO, like he name drops everybody else except for the lady CEO.
Her name, for those keeping score, is Asha Sharma. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I had seen that like she was involved with like a bunch of other large companies, Meta, places like that. So we'll see how she does. I would love for Xbox Game Pass to, be worth the value it once was, but we'll see.
Speaking of CEOs, just a quick side tangent. Did you see that Tim Cook stepping down?
Ooh,
really?
Yeah, I saw something that I was like, I saw something about Apple like identifying new CEO, and I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know the specifics.
Was there a
I know
why?
he's stepping down, and yeah, I don't know. I know that John Turnus has been announced as the CEO. Tim Cook's going to be the Apple Executive Chairman. That's his title after this.
Honestly, with how incredibly like bad Apple bungled the AI thing, I'm like, can't help but wonder if that's not part of it. That was a huge fuck up.
Oh, they made a lot of promises, man. That we're still waiting for.
They got a class action lawsuit because they were so full of shit. Right? Like, imagine being like the only fucking major company that can't deliver an AI. Like, Twitter has an AI. Why the fuck doesn't Apple have an AI? Microsoft has so much AI that they're like, sorry, we put too much AI, well, we're going to remove it from snipping tool. That was our bad. And Apple shit can't even open a fucking app properly half the time. Like, bro, what have you been doing for the last 5 fucking years while everybody else was like, here's a shitty LLM, make it work.
Apparently, it was part of a long-term strategy. Go ahead, Cole. Sorry.
No, you're all good. I was saying, I feel like it's been longer than 5 years. I mean, I feel like their development of Series, what really got the AI I know it's not like a true AI, but it's what got the conversation starting.
And they
and nothing's happened since then.
Man, they fucked up. They fucked up so bad in this way. Like, I don't understand how they let it happen. And, like, I was talking to somebody who has one of the new like Pixel 10 phones and he uses it for app development. And I was asking about the Gemini AI because he's like a power user type of dude. And like, he's like an actual programmer. He says it's great. He says that it's a straight up LLM. You can give it vague requests and it goes and it does whatever you say in the app. I don't know how true it is. I don't have a Pixel 10, right? But it sounds like it's the AI that I want on my goddamn iPhone that I don't have. That was promised 3 fucking years ago at this point.
I don't think they're too worried about it though, because it says between 2011 and 2026 they grew from 350 billion to 4 trillion in market cap.
Yeah, probably not that worried.
So I don't think they give a shit.
Can you imagine being Apple and like,
they would have
like, dude, can you imagine being the CEO, like being Tim Cook and being like, shit, we're doing so bad at the AI game. Let's go call our chief competitor and get him to bring their AI to our phone. Cause I think that's the current plan, is to have Google provide do the AI for their phone right now. No, you don't know. I'm gonna.
I mean, at this
Google that
point,
shit.
at this point, I mean, it makes more sense to probably have somebody else do it, right? I mean, they're too far behind the curve.
Yeah, there's a Apple picks Google's Gemini to run AI powered Siri.
There you go.
Imagine having to make that phone call. Hi, I'm from Apple. I know you're our biggest competitor. Can you please make us market compatible again, or so we can compete on the market again? Like, god damn, bro.
I love hearing Brandon in the background cleaning
Just
up the mess
fucking
from these
doing
cats.
whatever.
Oh, did y'all hear all that?
It's hilarious. It's just
I was trying to get them in the cage. like they've drug out. See, my wife, she come in here and I didn't even know, and she let them out of the cage. And as the podcast starts, I see them running around, and I'm like, well, this is not going to end well. It wasn't ending well.
That's funny. Yeah, Gemini says that Apple is paying Google approximately $1 billion annually for access to Gemini and its specialized AI cloud hardware.
Gee, what if you had just developed your own correctly?
Yeah.
Like,
how much they're paying?
$1 billion annually.
I gotta be honest. That's
I know
not
this
very
sounds
much money.
weird. That feels like a little too low.
Yeah, maybe.
Surefire
They
says,
they can't be getting a lot out of that for just $1 billion.
Surefire says the hashtag Tim Apple is trending on Twitter. No surprise. And he also says, can't wait to buy a new iPhone flip and pay $2,300 for it, Kappa. Brother, I am not paying $2,300 for that flip. That flip that looks like it's going to turn into a tablet or something.
But he'll pay $2,000 on sale.
Yeah, dude. I heard there was an iPhone flip, and I was excited. And then I saw some of the tech, like some of those like leaks come out, and I was like, hold up, you're not going to do like the small brick that opens into a normal phone. You're going to do a normal phone that opens into a tablet. And I was like, I don't know if this phone's for me, man.
Didn't Samsung already try that?
Samsung and oh shit, man, what's that company that does it really good? I think Huawei has got like 3 of these things. I think they have one that unfolds.
Ooh, I love Wawa.
I think
Wawa.
I think it's different. I don't think it's the same thing.
I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know what he's saying. Did I say it wrong?
I think they did have a trifold though. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so. And I'll be honest, it looked like it was really thin, man. But I'm not gonna I don't even think that you can buy Huawei legally in the US anymore. I think they're on the list of shit that you're not supposed to own because of the whole foreign power situation. Look, I'm looking at this thing right now, and I just get some like general, like it's just some like photos on their website, but it looks really thin. So it looks really good. I mean, I'm not saying I want one of these things, but maybe a little bit.
I'll show you a picture later. That's how you'll feel about me. Looking really thin. 15 pounds down.
There you go.
Congrats.
Got him. Good for you.
You could even say I'm svelte.
Is that
You want
what
to
it is now?
svelte me? I'll show you.
Mandy had a comment for you, Brandon. She said, "Free the kitties."
Yeah. Surefire, Brent and Brandon are not related.
But we do have a son together. His name's Tim.
That is true. This is true.
What? You know what? We're just gonna move on past that. Just moving on.
All right, we ready for the actual
topic
next
here,
topic?
right?
All right, yeah, definitely off topic now. All right,
Jesus Christ.
the AI-powered crypto cracker is the
Okay.
title that the AI gave me for this one.
All right. So Google has has had yet another quantum breakthrough. They're saying that they can break.
So you mean a quantum leap?
Yeah, they had a quantum
Nice.
leap.
Just wanna serve it
And
up there.
yeah, it was good. It was good. And so they're saying that they can break crypto encryption with 20 times fewer resources than previously thought. They're saying that they can break RSA 2048, which is going to be a lot of normal TLS shit, with just 10 qubits or 10,000 qubits. 10,000 qubits. I remember having a conversation just 2 weeks ago with a buddy where he was saying that I was spreading doom and shit when I was talking about how concerning the quantum and, the TLS and all that shit is. And like the public private key, encryption system is. And he was like, come on, you need like 200,000 qubits. Not anymore. Google says they can do it in 10,000 qubits. They think that they can crack the private keys for Bitcoin in under 9 minutes. Bitcoin needs a 10-minute block of time to confirm that it's all that like a transaction occurs. So theoretically, they can, beat that and cause problems. I think in general, so this is what I was talking about earlier. Somebody in chat was like, what is Bitcoin? Or what is a Bitcoin? And we started talking about all that. These are the problems that I really see with Bitcoin. And for me personally, it's that if your public key is available, like if you posted it somewhere so you can get paid or some shit like that, then, people are going to be able to hack that and crack that public key and turn it into your, and get your private key out of it so they can just steal your shit. And I don't think we're that far from it. I think that the moment that North Korea can rent quantum space from China to run these types of attacks, they're going to do it. There's this is like North Korea is obsessed with hijacking fucking crypto. They do it all the time. It's part of their bread and butter. They're going to use this. I know that they don't have quantum today, but they're going to find a way to rent it. Right. I think that people have a serious problem. I think quantum is becoming a real threat. Harvest now, decrypt later is totally real threat. That's, out there. I think that maybe the average consumer doesn't have that problem today, but governments, I expect most governments are looking at it and being concerned about that. Google is saying that, you need to have post-quantum cryptography in place by 2029. What I am experiencing in the marketplace is when I go to my vendors, like my network vendors, and I talk about quantum cryptography, they do not have a lot of post-quantum cryptography options available. It's like one piece of hardware, basically. And it's not the hardware I need, even. I would just need this additional piece of hardware. So I think it looks like a real mess. I don't know. I'll kind of, leave it open to the floor here. Anyone else got thoughts about this or, post-quantum bullshit in general? Whatever. I'll call on
You said
somebody.
a lot of words I don't know, so I need to go study quantum because I have no idea.
Man, yeah, it's time. If you haven't thought about quantum at all, it's time to at least get involved in user groups so they can tell you that they don't know what to do either.
I'm more thinking Google it and see what it tells me. That's the level of involvement I'm willing to get into right now.
There.
I like that we're circling back because we had I think we've had multiple topics where the harvest now and decrypt later has come up. And it's a great topic, but when we were talking about it previously, it kind of seemed far-fetched in a lot of ways. It was a warning, but it was we got time. I don't feel like it was that long ago that we talked about it.
No, it wasn't. And I feel like it may have even been like our DEF CON episode, or maybe it was right after the Big 5 hack. Think about that, guys. Or the F5 Big IP. Mm-hmm. Think about that, man. You're sitting in F5 Big IP, right? This hack that just happened where they had access, where, somebody had access for a year. I think that they determined it was, a China Nexus group. And okay, so maybe they can decrypt everything in there. Maybe they just harvesting that shit and they'll pick it up later. Oh, your IP went over there. Congratulations. Now we can decrypt your shit and know how to build a missile. Once again, we're not there today, but I see more and more companies and groups talking about, and people who I know and respect in the cybersecurity field talking about, that quantum date of 2035 is a fucking joke. And you need to be prepared and ready to rock way before then.
Well, how many though? I remember vendors not all that long ago. The conversation would be, if you're having a security conversation with vendors, it's okay, yeah, your data's encrypted in transit, it's encrypted at rest, blah 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 blah. And even if it did get stolen, it's encrypted. So you can't do anything with it, right?
Yeah,
so.
that shit doesn't like as far as I'm concerned at this point in time, that shit doesn't exist anymore. Depending on what level you're at. Like I think at my level where I'm operating, the people who are going to have access to the equipment are most likely not going to be the people attacking my shit. I'm not saying there's zero overlap, but like I just don't see the threat profile there. You know, I know people who work, you know, defense contracts. Basically, you know, they're MSSP for defense contractors, and like that's a completely different fucking story. At that point, that data gets encrypted and harvested. It may be meaningful 5 years later.
Yep.
You know, even now, you know, research is slow, R&D is slow, and you know, getting a boost like that is, you know, muy bueno. You know what I mean?
I agree. So
crazy shit. Cole, you got any thoughts about quantum shit? You selling quantum post-quantum bullshit yet?
No, nothing along those lines.
No.
I'm kind of sitting back here and learning a lot, but yeah, a lot of words here I don't know yet. So definitely got to get some knowledge up on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you got time, man. Like I said, you know, Google's saying 2029. I mean, like 2020. It seems like every time I hear this conversation, it gets shorter. You know that when I first heard about it, is
surefire.
Was the quantum what? The whole time I thought Mac was speaking French. I don't know what the fuck I tell you, dude. Like, go open up ChatGPT. What is quantum computing? What is breaking TLS? What is my private certificate? What does it mean that if anybody can log into my bank and I wouldn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that bad. This is crazy. I mean, maybe though. Why not? You know, why not just sit in front of a bank website and just harvest, man? Harvest. You can crack those usernames and passwords all day long. I guess you still got to worry about the MFA part, but you know, studies show that if you spam MFA, somebody will give you the password. Will give you that key or press the go button or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, shit.
All right. Well, now instead of us teaching Cole something, Cole.
Yeah.
Cole, you ready to teach us something?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Inside Cyber Sales is what I got the title as. All
right. So Cole, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, education, work, how you got into it, shit like that. What do you do for a living? You know, whatever. Just meander a bit. It'll be fine.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I was born and raised Philadelphia. Went to school down in New Orleans at Tulane. Majored in history and homeland security. Out of college, got a job with inside sales with Oracle, doing a BDR, pound the phones, cold calling kind of role, learning the fundamentals. And then made a leap over to cybersecurity with GRC auditing about 7 months ago now, 8. Did a similar sort of BDR role over there. And a couple months ago, got promoted into a full seller role. So account executive.
Did you like know that you were going into sales when you were majoring in history?
For sure. So I knew I was going into sales since I was 15. And I started working in restaurants. So did an 8-year stint in that. And I realized, wow, this sitting down in a classroom stuff that I'm supposed to be doing and like going home and doing my homework, that's kind of a drag, but going out and talking to people and running the floor and having chaos everywhere. And that I was really good at. And so from there, my dad was in sales growing up and he's like, yeah, you're cut and dry going that way. And so I went to school to be a marketing major, decided I didn't want to do that after a semester. And then just kind of thought, what sounds fun? So awesome. I was taking classes about pirates in the Roman Empire. It was great. But then the homeland security part of things, I knew I wanted to go that direction.
Yeah.
And yeah, just make a living out of making friends.
Awesome, man. You know, I personally believe that's like, for what's worth, that's the best way to do it. The most successful people I know in the sales, they're building like legitimate relationships and, you know, cause people know, like people want to work with people they know and people they like has been kind of my experience. And it's hard to know who you can trust and, you know, rely on. I'm, you know, sure. I think Brandon has a little bit more purchasing power than I do. And so he may have some other thoughts, feelings, and opinions that he could share there.
Oh, I'm 100% on board with like I will like go to bat to keep a salesperson if I like them. What sucks is, and Cole, you'll probably be this person in life.
Hold on, Bromson just said he would buy crack from Brandon.
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
And it would be the best you've ever had.
Excuse. Digital Ascent does not sell crack cocaine, nor do we endorse the sale of crack cocaine.
But the problem that I've had is you find those really awesome salespeople and then they get promoted, and that is a legitimate. It's just like, and sometimes I'm just like, hey, you got to keep them where I can use them, regardless of whether you're promoting them or not. Because, but yeah, a salesperson that. One, salespeople can be my favorite people and my least favorite. Like, if you try to sell to me, I immediately shut down. I'm just like, no, it's my antisocial tendencies come. I was like, no. Like, you feel like you're walking down the mall and the kiosk person's like, hey, come here.
Yeah, hate, big hate.
Cole, I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about the strategy of, let's put something on this person's calendar, even though I've never talked to him and I don't know him, I'm just going to put an invite on his calendar?
It's not something I'm a fan of. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a way to lose all your trust and credibility with somebody.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because it's pushy. It's aggressive. If they're not ready to talk to you yet, they're not ready to talk to you yet. I have done it for people I work under. And every single time I'm like, I don't have the time. I have not had a conversation with this person. They're like, just put it Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I'm like, look, this isn't my thing. Whatever, I'll do it. But I've never seen it work.
Yeah, right. I can't imagine, dude, if you put something on my fucking calendar, like
I've
you're
seen
going,
your calendar, Matt.
Yeah, you've seen my calendar. Like, I'm just gonna be like, wow, what is this? Go away, please.
Yeah. The first time it happened, I was just like, did they really do? It was Dale as well.
That makes sense.
And I'm like, did they really do what I think they just did? And I just had to sit back and I'm like, maybe I do know these people, because I buy a lot of Dell sometimes, but I'm just like, maybe I've talked to them and I'm like, no, I don't know who this person is.
That's
okay. I'm sorry. That went off.
No, that's something we do as like a Hail Mary, right? So we're reaching out to the same person 2 or 3 weeks. We're not getting them. At this point, especially at a bigger company like Dell, where you're not really going to circle back on people, it's not as much about trust. It's about how many people can I get through, find the yeses through volume.
Yeah.
It's like, when Dell reaches out to you again, it's going to be a different person. So what does that person do?
Yeah, who cares? You're in the relationship, bro.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Because they weren't going to get you anyway.
Yeah, right. That's messy,
so, but
man.
yes, going back to what you said, Matt, I think that finding a salesperson who legitimately just wants to understand you as a person and how you work, as well as your company. But obviously, it's more important to me that we work together well.
Yeah.
Because then we can find the solutions. Because what it comes down to, I want salespeople to save me time.
Yeah.
That's it. Money too. I want to save money, but at the end of the day, my job is to not spend too much. It's not to save money. So it's a little bit different there. Other people have to save the money. I just have to make sure I don't spend so much that I get fired.
Right. And that is a really interesting point. I mean, it's and what better way to save time than not needing to evaluate 6, 7 different vendors.
Yeah.
Just know the guy that you trust in the community that you just kind of give a call. And even if it's like, I have people that call me that are asking for things that we don't do just because they know I'll point them in the right direction.
Yeah. Finding the right person is hard. Finding the right vendor is hard, because everybody will promise you the world. Like, God help me, man. Anytime somebody's like, I do backups, I'm like, oh, awesome, another backup vendor. That's great. I've never had anybody try to sell me backups before. Can you tell me if If you sell, hey Cole, do you sell backups? Because I need backups. You probably do. Do you sell backups?
No, we don't.
Okay, look at that. I was wrong.
So
No
I'm in the clear.
No backups.
How often, Cole, do you end up being tech support?
Good question. Good question.
In my old role, all the time. So when I was working for Oracle, I did a lot of like their inbound channel stuff, and the amount of people that'd be like free product or request to speak to you, and I pick up the phone and it's like a troubleshooting error, or it's like I forgot my password. And then like is that along the lines of what you're talking about?
That, and also what I find myself coming to the salespeople I really trust is I have, and this is where the engineering part comes in. I like finding somebody who understands the technical side well enough to build the solution. So tech support, yes, in terms of like, hey, I've got a problem, help me fix it. But also, I need a solution, but I'm not even sure what I need.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a problem. I need you to help me find the solution. So like, how much of your job is that, and kind of building, a Lego set out of your products?
That's a huge part of what we do. The amount of people that have come up to me and like have hopped on calls with me or calls with a lot of my seniors that I've shouted onto are basically saying we want to ramp up our cyber maturity. We want to eventually reach toward these different designations, whether it be like CMMC, going into like higher levels of high trust PCI. But we're not ready to do that yet. But like, what can you do in the short term where we don't? And so like we navigate the market for them. We come up with those game plans, and being a center of trust, it's about what is the right thing for you so that we can keep you sticky for a long time and that you keep coming back to me because you know that I'm going to tell you the right thing, not push something that you don't need yet. But you're right. That's a lot of times where the solution sales engineer comes more into play. That's the person that can really like plug into sort of the back end of what you're doing and be that resource that's been in the industry 30 years and knows exactly what you should be doing. That's not as much our role, but we are here to be a resource where we can.
And I do think that this is a good time to call out, can you just talk about the difference between a cyber sales and a sales engineer? And then, maybe touch a bit on like, what's the difference and what are the compensation differences, stuff like what's different about the roles, and like help people give an idea whether like, if you're thinking about kind of a salesy role, which one's, down the line, like what's a good, like sales engineer mindset, what's a good, versus like cyber sales mindset, whatever, man, you know what to do.
Right. No, yeah. And so I think the biggest, and it kind of goes a little bit along to what you're saying, Brandon, is one of the biggest things I've seen as like sort of a miscommunication in any market I've been in, is that the salesperson is the expert. I already told you I was a history major and it was a Homeland Security. Like I'm not an expert on this stuff in any way. I know enough. Like we it is going to sound so salesy, like so sales bro, and I get it, but know enough to be dangerous, right? Know enough to be able to hop on a conversation, not look like an idiot, establish your credibility. But when it comes to actually diagnosing an issue, to putting the puzzle pieces together, that's more where a sales engineer comes from. That is our in-house expert. That's the person that you can trust the information that they're saying 100% because they've been in your shoes before. So what the salesperson does is they really quarterback all these resources, right? They're team captain on our end, and they pull people in when needed, handle all the communication with the client, handle any follow-ups that is necessary. But when I need someone to really go in and scope something and to really understand and use the language that I'm not quite there yet, that's what the sales engineer comes in. And I can tell you, like at my firm, like our sales engineers are the people that are actually doing the audits, right? There are actual practice directors that all come from the Big Four and all that. That's not my background. In terms of like compensation and like where you should go, oftentimes sales engineers are on the delivery end first. They are in the trenches. They know everything inside and out because they've lived that life for a long period of time. And if you're on that end, one of the biggest kind of misdirects into going in sales is being so heavily reliant on commission. Sales engineers tend to have a much higher base salary, and the commission structure is more like a bonus. Like at my time in Oracle, all of the solution engineers were on the same team together, and their bonuses at end of quarter were all pulled together. So they were all working as a team. It was very collaborative, and it wasn't as reliant. As a salesperson, you are your own team. You're running a business, is at least the way I see it. And your commission rate's going to be, I want to say industry standards, closer to not quite 50-50, but your commission's a huge part of your paycheck.
Interesting. That's a lot, man. You know, I was talking to a sales guy once, and good friend of mine, and you know, I mentioned, I was like, man, you know, sales sounds cool. You know, I've had people approach me, you know, not even that long ago and be like, hey man, you want to come work for, you know, us, you know, very, very light job offer, stuff like that. And
the dark side.
Yeah. Right. And, you know, I was like, man, they like, I said a lot of money, and they were like, oh, is that all? Are you sure that you wouldn't want more? And I was like, okay, maybe that would be kind of nice. And, you know, I was talking to my boy about it, and I was like, dude, I'm a little worried though about, you know, having a bad year and then what? And he was like, man, you don't have to worry about that. And I was like, why not? He's like, oh, dude, if you have a bad month, like, that's it. You're going to be job hunting. You ain't got to worry about a year, bro. Ain't no thing. All right. So is it that bad, Cole? That sucks.
Well, it depends on where you are.
Yeah, of course. Right. Always.
And that's why, like, I went to a smaller company where they actually are put so many resources into you, resources that are not crazy abundant in comparison to like Oracle, which I used to work at, where like they'll give you a little more leeway. They'll give you some time to like figure things out. And this is my first closing role. So like there's been some ramping up, and my team's been patient with me, but obviously it's not unlimited. But I can tell you also at Oracle, I onboarded with 85 BDRs. And this is the way that this isn't Oracle specific. This is the way that all these big company operates. Within 6 months, half are gone.
Oof.
That was also a lot of people out of college, a lot of people leaving on their own accord. Sales isn't for them, but it is like that. And there's a lot of reasons why you see a much higher turnover rate in sales than you do in other industries.
Yep.
But one of them is you get on a cold streak. It does have a much higher tendency to be, what have you done for me lately?
Pain. It sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of
you feel it every day.
Yeah. On the other hand, man, there's got to be some out of like sky's the limit with the cash that you can rake in. You know, like some of my friends that work sales pull in what sounds like ludicrous amounts of money from like singular deals that they nailed 5 years ago, and they don't do anything but keep that person happy. That's their primary job. Their primary job is to keep that company happy at, you know, even it means pissing everybody else off. And because like they pay the bills, and I don't know, that's crazy to me. Like the dude talks about bringing in more than like my salary, and like from one, like, and he gets a base too that's pretty juicy as well, because you know he's been around for like 20 years and has.
But that salesperson, and this goes back to what I was saying, that salesperson that can keep a company happy and in the ecosystem, like it's valuable to me.
You want, because
like if I have somebody that I can trust, it's very valuable. And like if they leave, absolutely, I'm considering, well, do I want to do this? If I've got to build the relationship again, let me reevaluate all of the products. I'm not going to like, you know, I've got to figure all of it out again. I haven't had to think in 5 years. So, because this guy's been so great.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, so cool. Do you want to walk us through like a day in the life of a sales bro, the high, the lows, you know, things that you recommend for success, stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. So like my day to day, I wake up 8 o'clock because that's 9 o'clock on Eastern time. And where I can, I still do the cold calling method, especially because I'm in a newer role and I'm building up a pipeline from scratch.
Yep.
A lot of those calls entail, especially because I do auditing, right? That's something you need once a year at the absolute right.
Insurance wants it, man. Insurance demands it now at this point.
That demand's just increasing.
For sure. Without
so
that.
Not a bad place to be. But a lot of my conversations are just I know the odds of this being something that you guys are looking into is like 1 in 365.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when's a better time for me to call you back, right? Start to build that pipeline. And then I probably average it. When I was at Oracle, I was averaging probably 100 to 120 calls a day, not to mention emails and LinkedIn messages. In my
I need to go take some anxiety medication.
Yeah, right, bro.
Yeah. Right now, I'm still building up my list and the people that I need to be keeping in touch with. So it's been a little lower, but eventually we're going to get back to that 100 dials a day, 120. I've gotten up to, my max was 220 in a day.
That's so much.
So many rebels.
So much.
But then on top of that, and Matt, this is kind of how I got to know you. I'm huge on community building too. I think that a salesperson does need to be a trust center. And the best way to do that is to just show up, right?
Yep.
For my industry, right? Show up to those NashSec happy hours, show up to ISACA and ISSA chapter meetings, and like really involve yourself into the community. Give yourself, but don't go to those places and try to make sales pitches, because I mean, Matt, you can speak to it. If I went to NashSec and I gave a single sales pitch, you guys would throw me out.
They would tell you to leave.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame them. No, they would ask you to chill out, man, first. And if you try to get, like, if you did it a couple times, they would just be like, bro, this is like, we're here for beers.
There'd be a photo on the wall somewhere. This kid's not allowed past this line.
No, this guy can't come back. Absolutely not. Nobody is there for a sales pitch. And if you sales pitched me that first night, I would have been like, dude, get the fuck out, please.
100%. I'm not there to give them. I'm there to like, okay, this is the community. And also for me being brand new, like newer to the industry, this is how I learn. Mm-hmm. I've learned more at my ISACA chapter meetings than I have in any training that we've had internally. Mm-hmm. And from that, like, come up with ideas and come up with things, and then able to reiterate some of the things that I've learned in my calls to help provide value.
Yep.
So that's, and on top of all that, it's fun. I'm a very social person. I like getting out in the field. I like meeting new people and creating a network, especially in such a channel-led ecosystem, which has been the big difference for me, where like all these different vendors are working together.
Yep.
It's been a really cool ride.
How often do you find that those events and things like that lead to opportunities for sales, even though you're not selling?
Not in the short term. One thing I've learned is, and especially going into my like first event that I've gone through, are you talking about like the conferences or just like the chapter meetings and stuff like that?
Just I'm putting myself out there and not selling to people meetings.
The relationship based.
Yeah, the relationship.
Right, the relationship based. Yeah, I mean you will never go to a single one of those and it's going to result in pipeline. That's not what happens. But it's, again, this is this is a waiting game, the industry that I'm in, right? You're not going to be in the market for a SOC 2 when you don't need a SOC 2 for 6 more months. The idea is that they know me, they trust me, we've gone out for drinks, we've done whatever. All of a sudden that comes, okay, who do I know? Because I don't want to deal with 6 salesmen trying to bust my door down.
Yep.
Who do I know? And in that, I can talk a little bit about my firm, just for when the time comes. And hopefully I get a seat at the table. And if not, it's not going to damage my relationship with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not the way to do it. It can't be transactional when you're doing things like that.
No, it really can't. But I mean, like, this is how I see it, Cole, is that, let's say I've had the same stock vendor, whatever, for like 5 years, but shit, man, they're just too pricey this year. You know what I mean? I just can't afford them, or I need something different, or they fucked it up last time. The question is like, who do I call? Right. Yeah. And, the answer is hopefully my friend Cole. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the thing. And it's weird because there's some amount of like realpolitik to it. I'm sure Cole hopes that one day I will call him about SOC 2 services. At the same time, yeah, I mean, right. But at the same time, it's like, like maybe one day Cool will call me about, cybersecurity services at some firm that he knows. Hey, you need somebody to run a cybersecurity program. I know a guy named Matt. You know what I mean? And, there's like I genuinely want friends, but I also, think that there's value just like building friends who you can offer something to and have something to offer to you, professionally, because there's just so many people out there. And
we've had that discussion on every single topic we go into that's about careers. Networking is king.
It really makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Building relationships will find you jobs, will find you sales, will find you everything. Relationships and actually caring about people is it's key. Or in my case, pretending to care about people. Either way, you can either be a good actor or a good person. Sometimes both.
Yeah, and quite frankly, it can be really fun.
Yeah.
And it's always, even in the short term, valuable, just information swapping.
Yep.
And just chatting about things. It's always super helpful.
Do you see any? I know you said it's not common, but do you see many people that do transition from pure sales to sales engineering, or is that just kind of too high a hump to get over? Because if you're that good, you probably are making god awful amount of commission because you're that good.
And that's what I do see more often is that people will start going down that track and then they realize, hey, I can move faster than the competition in a 4-vendor evaluation. I can move faster than them because I don't need to lean on a solution engineer.
Yep.
I can scope this out in one call, get them a proposal much quicker, save them time. So oftentimes you see the people that want to go that direction get to that point and then don't. Because by that point you're probably doing well enough where you can make more money on the sales end. I have seen it happen. I had a couple people that I started with that were so knowledgeable about the product, but they were almost so knowledgeable that they tried to regurgitate too much in a 6-minute cold call that they're going to start talking at people. And then it didn't work. They weren't salespeople. Not in that way, but they were really good at the tech side. So I've seen it happen a couple times, but more often than not, if you're in sales, that means you got your start in sales, and that's probably where you're going to end up staying. It's more people on the delivery, on the operations end, that want to flip over to sales that end up being more like the SE kind of role.
Yep. You got any thoughts? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
I was going to ask if you had any thoughts on, managing like the quota expectations and pressures, and how do you do that without, losing your shit every month, basically?
It's hard.
Yeah. A lot of pressure.
It is really hard. And anybody in sales will tell you that it is the most wavy thing, right? You're super hot and then you go crashing. In the back of your mind, it's going to come crashing down at some point. You're going to go super cold. I think it's funny. Like one of the first seniors I worked with, looking at his metrics month over month, it was always on like the 15th of the month. It was just going like this. It's a roller coaster. So it's about, doing everything you can in the highs and then just keeping yourself mentally safe in the lows, knowing that it's going to come back around as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do. And that's, the constant roller coaster of emotions going 24/7. It's a reason why burnout is just so rampant in this industry. And I remember the first time I felt it, and it's rough. Sales is not an industry that you can afford to be burnt out in. You can't take I'll just kind of be down for a week or two. It just doesn't work that way.
It's gotta be hard.
It's hard.
That's what keeps me out of it. Right.
It's super high pressure. It is very all consuming. And Matt, I remember the first time we were at one of those NashSec happy hours, and you called me right out. But you asked me a similar question. I said work-life integration. And you're like, that is the most corporate sales bro answer in the world. And it's true. But it's about letting it be kind of all consuming and just keeping yourself just mentally sane, knowing that if things are bad, they're going to turn around, and not getting too complacent when things are good.
How many hours do you have to work, so to speak, to be able to keep that sort of momentum going? Because it feels like you have to do a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, I'm working from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock at a minimum pretty much every day. And in that, I mean, my days will always look a little different, but there's just certain daily metrics I like to have, working it back to what's my quota, how many active deal cycles do I need to meet that quota, how many calls do I need to make to get into an active deal cycle. Okay, divide that by 365. This is what I need to be doing every day. Mm-hmm. So hitting those numbers every day. And then on top of that, just what extra can I be doing? It turns into a lot. And I've had days where it's been 16-hour work days and things like that. And that's why it's always a joke among salespeople that a lot of these companies offer unlimited PTO.
Oh yeah, unlimited. I
had 30 days of PTO a year at my old role, and over 2 years I took 2. But because your PTO might be unlimited. No one's batting an eye if I want to clock out at 2 o'clock one day. But my quota is not unlimited.
I was gonna say, but your quota don't show up. Yeah. They're gonna tell you to get the fuck out at the start of the next month or some shit. Oh, so you clocked out at 2 p.m. a couple of days. Your quota ain't met. Get fucked, son.
It really can be like that. It really depends on where you are. But it's it's a very, very different lifestyle. And so it works on your mind 24/7. It's just, are you okay with that?
So that sounds like it sucks. What's the good part of it? That's what I wanted. I wanted to balance it. Like, that sounds like a sucky part of this. What's the good part of it? What's the part that you really love?
The thing I love the most is that I am fully responsible for my day-to-day life, my success, my everything. There's no leaning on other people. There's no excuses. I mean, in terms of, it's hard to say this, but like sales from an activity perspective, from a mental perspective, is very hard. But from a day-to-day, right, having conversations and going out and meeting people and doing all that, for me, that's a really positive thing. I love doing things like that. I always have. So I'm able to make a career truly out of just being conversational, just going out and making friends, and in a lot of cases, really helping people. It can be like that. Not every salesperson has that attitude. I try to the best I can. But especially if you're working at a company that really provides true value, and you have a consultative mindset rather than used car salesman mindset, you really can be a resource to people. You can create long-lasting relationships, and that's something I'm a huge fan of. And the not needing to rely on waiting for my team to go back and finish this up, or I'm waiting for so-and-so to do this, or I like being on an island, and I'm very competitive. I've been an athlete my whole life and things like that. And, measuring my success against my own success, and, having that pressure and things like that is something I actually really like. So that's sales is not for everybody. And there are a lot of people who would hear a lot of the things that I had to say and be like, that is just so not me. And it's probably not in that case. It takes a certain kind of mentally messed up breed to want that is like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Especially on a high level. But I'm one of those. So for me, it's like, I'm just kind of built for this, and it's everything that I want to do. But as of anything, there are some drawbacks, and there are some things that make it very difficult.
Man, some of those like smooth out parts are nice. Like the like the relationship components, like that sounds like that's easy, man. Yeah. Just like making friends. And
sounds horrible to me.
Building Brandon, like, I'm out. I'm like, dude, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't like meetings, but meetings are also the easiest part of my day, because all I gotta do is talk. All I gotta do is have a chat with somebody about whatever it is, come up with a plan, review the bullshit. That's the easy part. The hard part's like the actual audits or the planning or the execution, like, how am I gonna build the fucking AI agent? Ooh. That I meant to ask you that. Have you like are you like legitimately integrating AI into your workflows like in practical ways? Like a lot of people are like, "Ooh, AI is sexy." But like I'm starting to find people be like, "Okay, I found like this little box that AI fits into really well and is saving me time." So do you find like where do you find your like little AI like boxes are that you can shove an AI into and it works?
Yeah, and that's actually funny you bring that up. That was like a huge point of conversation I had with one of my business managers today. Where it was like you're right, AI is sexy. Everyone's using it. The world's my world, just as anybody else, is going to become who can use AI the best way.
Yeah, I really think so. I think that's so astute, man. Like that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and that's I mean, AI can do the work of 10 people, but only if someone's behind it that knows how to knows how to use it.
Bet. Yeah, a lot of failures to get to that success point in my experience.
And I think I'm still churning through some of the failures. I can tell you right now, a lot of my email templates and things like that, I've kind of engineered it to literally through just talking about random nonsense with it for 2 weeks to understand my speech patterns and how I like to talk.
Yeah.
So when you read it, like I need to read it back and say like I might have wrote that.
Yeah.
But I mean, coming up with email templates according to certain criteria, because there is like math behind it.
Sure.
How many characters you're using? What are you saying first? What things should be in bold? What links are we putting in? It makes it really easy to hit multiple avenues at once for me to say, I want to start talking to healthcare companies about high trust and HIPAA, and I want to go into ISO 27001 with tech companies. Being able to just, okay, cool. I need you to build this. I need you to build this. Awesome. We have those out. I can just concentrate on the more client-facing things of going out and making the calls, and like building an email cadence used to take me hours. To really do it the right way. It takes me 30 seconds now. That is the biggest use case I found for it.
Yeah, for
sure.
Sure.
There's more use cases. And we actually just got Gong, which is it will now be recording and listening to all of my calls and giving me like in real time, like you should be bringing this up right now. Also giving me like feedback and coaching at the end of my calls. So that's a practical use that we're using. I'm still trying to figure out what's the golden ticket with it. What could I be doing that nobody else is doing?
Yeah.
You'll be my first call whenever I figure it out.
Please do. Yeah, I'm really interested in it because I see, every person I like, a lot of the people who I pal around with, are like finding like I'm consistently finding that somebody that like people I'm talking to have like that one thing that it does that's magic sauce for them specifically. Yeah. Everyone's got their one or two magic sauces that like really works. I have a few AI agents going at this point. Like I've actually reached a point where like I have AI agents like basically like ingesting data and then doing reports for me of this, that, or the other variety through various lenses. And the interesting thing I found is that like the first one took me a long time. And now granted, it was a really hard project. My first project was do risky user stuff. So like, an identity-based alert comes in of any variety, why did this person log in from here, from a device we don't recognize type of shit. And, so I'm, feeding it, risky user data, account data, MFA data, all that stuff. And like sign-in logs, and it's too much data. It's very challenging. I'm still like it mostly works now, but like I'm still not like double thumbs up on it. And then the next couple ones are like I put probably 30 hours there, and that one's still not quite right. But I have like a couple more use cases where I'm like doing change control now with AI. I use automation to scrape, upcoming changes. I, shove all of it through an AI. And then it puts out a report, recommending things that you might be missing or ways to improve it, stuff like that. And that whole entire setup from like, I literally woke up one Tuesday and was like, I don't want to do any more fucking change control reviews. I hate this task. And it wasn't that bad, but I was like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. And, so I built an AI agent, and then I built a workflow. And, it mostly works. And, the engineers hate it a little bit, but like, cause
they'll come around.
Yeah, whatever, man. They hated arguing with me too when they were arguing with me like a year ago. They had to start arguing with me about it. And, at first they bitched a bunch, and then people decided maybe I'm not that bad. AI is going to be the same thing. You know, one of the dudes loves it. One of the dudes I work with, he's like, this is amazing. I feel, you know, he's a little more junior. He's like, I feel way more confident in the decisions I'm making now because of how like thorough the bot is in its analysis. And so I mean, like, there's wins there. It sounds so fucking corporate campy bullshit to talk about getting wins through AI, but I think that they're out there. Like, I think that it's finally reaching a point where you can get some here and there if you really work for it.
It does sound corporate and all that, but if you're on the boat of rejecting AI, you are not going to be employed in the next 5-10 years.
Dude, I know people that are in that boat. Like, there's a couple people I know. I know one dude in particular. I was like, "Fuck AI, this is all trash," and now he's like, he's really great at using it. He still thinks it's trash. Yeah, well, Surefire, you ain't gonna have a fucking job, bitch. Get the fuck out.
Surefire.
He says, fuck that trash, dog. You gonna be picking up trash. Actually, you ain't gonna be doing that shit because they're gonna be all fucking Tesla'd up and shit. He says, I'm an actor. I can work on stage. Damn. It's a good thing that they don't have anything that makes AI video come out. He said, no, he says he can work on stage. That's different. It is different. That will be harder to replace. He is Surefire, not wrong. I did not know that about you, man. I didn't know what you did, but I didn't know that you were an actor.
Really cool.
That's interesting. All right, man. Anything else you want to share with us about sales rules and shit? Oh, I should say, I do want to start as we start wrapping up. I do want to point out that, that in 2025, that there was a 6% job growth in the cyber sales specifically. So there is jobs there. It is worth noticing that those paying attention will notice that we are careening towards a recession or worse. And that's going to make life hard in the sales realm for a while on a lot of different fronts, not to get too deep into the politics. So anything you want to wrap up with, Cole?
No. I mean, I think we covered a lot, but yeah, any follow questions, feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you guys having me on. This has been a blast with y'all.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. Surefire says, well, people want to he says, go back to the theater because movies will have AI actors soon. Truth. And people rather want to see the real craft. And then he called me Matt to AI, or I don't know what the fuck he's saying here. So whatever.
Matt, the AI lover.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Matt, the AI lover. See, my fucking poor millennial brain just couldn't do it. Yeah. I mean, I do want to say I fully agree with Surefire that I think that more AI on the big screen will mean more theater. I do think that theater will be extremely hard to replace and will be, probably around until Boston Dynamics gets their shit together and starts pumping out, people robots to do theater, which, I feel like it's got to be coming.
The big one in the news right now is them resurrecting Val Kilmer.
Oh my fucking God, dude. I saw that. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, they had,
you didn't see
they
that
had
shit,
his
bro?
family's blessing.
No.
They had his family's blessing.
So they had his family's blessing, but they like he's like a main character in this film, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had a big part in it.
I can see Cole's light changing on his screen. He must have put up in Google to be like, what the fuck is this?
It's all over the place. If you look up Val Kilmer AI, it's all over the place.
Yeah, and his daughter was like, I fully support this, and he loved pushing the envelope in terms of technology, and this is great. And people, of course, are like all over her about like, it's great you're getting a paycheck. Bah, 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 bah.
I think it's, what is it? As Deep as the Grave is what the movie's called.
Dude, that's so crazy.
That's gonna be interesting.
I mean, like, it's gonna look, guys, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be successful. If for nothing else, then it's like super novel. I mean, they already did some of this shit. Like, didn't they do this with Carrie Fisher? A little bit.
They did with Carrie Fisher.
There was like a scene or two.
Yeah, and then wasn't there another one though that like we didn't know?
2. The Happy Gilmore 2. I forget the actor's name, but he was like a Disney kid actor who died. And
what?
I think.
I think they did. Yeah, I think you're right.
A scene because he's like, no one else will play my son.
I think so. But who? Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Too.
Cameron Boyce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he was in. What else was he in too? That was big.
He was in a lot of the Adam Sandler stuff, but then he's mostly like a Disney.
Yeah, he was.
Shit! It's the Descendants kid.
Yes.
Yeah, Descendants.
Jesse was like the show. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, Descendants. Yep.
That's who he is. Yeah, I remember when that happened. My wife like told me about that. Descendants were big in my household. Surefire says they said that while she bought herself a Rolls Royce, and then he said people didn't complain about the CGI guy in Star Wars Rogue One. General Tarkin, look. I mean, Surefire's right, man. Like, it's getting introduced and people are okay. I think it's General Tarkin, maybe. I don't think Tarkin is the right name there. But people, I mean, like, he's right. It was introduced. People did not bitch. People were happy for the Carrie Fisher thing. I don't remember anybody I'm sure there were people that were mad. Like, I guarantee somebody was mad about that. But I don't remember there being outraged. This Val Kilmer shit's a new fucking level.
That's crazy.
Being like, let's take the main character. Now, I mean, like, I gotta wonder whether they're gonna like motion capture it all and then just slap his face on the top of it.
Well, so we haven't gone.
Like, how AI is this?
Well, it's fully because he was cast in the role in 2020. I'm pretty sure, and then he was too sick to ever make it to set. So he had already like contractually and he had committed to this, but then he just got really, really sick.
He signed the thing that said you could make AI likeness of me.
Right. So
Stainless came in and said they did it to finish the Crow movie. I think I remember that. They did it to do the de-aging on Harrison Ford. But yeah, for a deceased person to be the lead is kind of wild. Motherfucker ain't wrong, guys.
Yeah.
That's look, somebody had to do it first. I guess so. I guarantee you that's what, like, some of those conversations had to go, well, why would you do that? And someone, well, shit, man, someone got to be the first person. This motherfucker already contractually obligated. His daughter's like, this is pushing the technological envelope, not stealing jobs. And, like, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, like, I hate to think about what it means for the future of cinema. It's crazy. Just absolutely wild to see.
But I want to send us out on a high note because I know we need to wrap it up. People need to go to sleep. Me.
Say, you do, huh?
But
did you find it? Is it the He-Man?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God.
Bro, I thought this was some hacked together shit, but you really have this thing. Not glued. I thought it was some glued together shit or something that you had. And I was like, why did you glue that shit together?
I saw that at Target the other day. I had hung it up right here, and I looked to my side, and I saw He-Man, and I'm like, that's He-Man.
Did y'all see they're coming out with a He-Man movie?
Yep. No. I might need to get back into He-Man again. I mean, it's one of the cartoons I watched as a kid, amongst 1,000 others.
Yeah, bet. Okay, folks. Any other thoughts about just AI video actors?
Surprisingly, no.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it was coming.
Kind. Yeah, I mean, like, fuck. If you didn't see us coming, what are you doing? Wearing a goddamn blindfold?
Yeah, no, it's no surprise here.
Like, look, just like into the future a little bit, please.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm definitely gonna go watch the first one. I feel like it's gonna be huge because everyone's like, I just got to see this. It's gonna be interesting to see how the second and third one that do it actually do.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think that the novelty is gonna drive sales here.
I'm not sure if I love it or hate it, but
it's gonna have to make
not
money,
ambivalent.
Though. It's gonna have to make big money though because it's not cheap. Because just real quick, because I know we're trying to wrap.
GPUs.
Well, yeah, but Seth MacFarlane said, like, literally, he was talking about continuing Ted, the show Ted, right? Which I love.
Yep.
It's had 2 seasons of it. It's great. He said it is incredibly expensive to animate that damn bear. Like, that's his primary reason for not wanting to move forward with season 3, and Paramount not wanting to move forward with season 3 is because it costs so damn much to animate Ted. Because it's done really, really well, right? Like, it's believable that there's a teddy bear in this world, right? But I mean, that's one small facet of it. Like now you're talking about AI generating, CG/AI generating a complete like actual actor and his likeness, his voice, his mannerisms, I'd imagine, right? In this case, this movie was like the writer said the movie was made for him. Like it had to be him. The movie wouldn't happen unless it was Val Kilmer. But anyways, just thinking about the cost and the every other economical resource constraint that we've been talking about in the past around AI, and now we're talking about getting Hollywood into it.
Yeah, it's never mind. Go watch that episode if you want. We talked a lot about AI on multiple episodes actually. But look at this. There's a little tiny comic book.
Oh my god!
Did you?
That came with it,
brother. Why did you open it? It devalues that shit.
I don't care if I'm not going to play with something. I don't want it. It's not. I mean, it might be worth what, $10 more in a year or two. Like, I buy toys to play with them.
Surefire says, I will sign no damn contract where it says you can UI my likeness. I assume that's use my likeness, brother. Like, that shit's gonna be.
You probably already have it. You didn't even know it.
Yeah, right. Like,
when we've been
you can buy my likeness. There you go. Makes sense.
When you review AI contracts, there's a lot of them that give the company carte blanche with your information.
No. I put the button that says "Don't train your model on my information." My Copilot has that green shield on it that tells me that it's safe in my environment. Oh, look, that was a heart. Man, Mac got some cool shit on here.
All
I didn't know
cool
that would
things
work.
you learn from the Mac.
Yeah, I didn't know it would do that. Look at that. Learning in real time almost a year later, folks. We could still have that fucking episode. Matt tries to use his Macintosh computer.
It just needs to follow you around on like just you trying to accomplish a simple thing.
Yeah, I know. How do I highlight that word and not the line? It's not the control button anymore.
Speaking of, how do I like zoom in real life? Because my old eyes can't read this.
You get a microscope, Doc. Magnifying. You probably need a magnifying glass in that case.
I'll get my helping hands and just set it in front of me.
Surefire says, can you make an eggplant emoji appear? Yes, sir, I can, but I'm pretty sure we get banned from Twitch if I do that one.
Oh, no.
This is Twitch, not OnlyFans, homie.
Of course.
Have we gone off the rails?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
No.
All right.
Well,
is that it, guys?
Yep, let's call it.
Thanks, guys and gals. We appreciate you guys. Check us out, digitalascent.tech. Hit us up on Discord. Cole's in Discord now, so if you got questions for him, tag him.
Cole.
Yeah, ask Cole. He's in there. And we love you guys.
That's our new AI. Ask Cole.
Love you too, Surefire. Love you too.
Surefire. All right, take it easy, homies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Traces every circuit spark. Brandon maps the binary flow, deep where the hidden secrets grow. Encryption keys and silver lines, connecting all the scattered signs. From server rooms to neon screens, defining what the data means. Digital ascent, we're rising through the light, breaking every protocol in the dead of night. High bandwidth, no static in the view. Brent, Matt, and Brandon bringing something new. Ascent. Cyber sentinels at the gate. They parse the culture and the state. From silicon chips to movie lore, they find the truth and search for more. No nodes are silent, no signals lost. Understanding every heavy cost. The three are one within Let the signal rise, protocol all clear. Brent locks the rhythm in the dark. Matt traces every circuit spark. Brandon maps the binary flow, deep where the hidden secrets grow. Encryption keys and silver lines, connecting all the scattered signs. From server rooms to neon screens, defining what the day